This episode contains adult language, mature situations, awesome dads who love their children, children who want the best for their parents, cool cameras, shocking twists, and awesome super makeovers! Listener discretion is advised. Episode 269, Making Sure Daddy is Okay, No Matter What. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, some podcasts conveying reviews about connectedly enhanced narratives. I'm your host Zan, saying konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? Yes! We are back for another fun-filled episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, and more importantly than that, we are at the first manga review of March of 2018, and we are episode 269. That is 31 episodes away from that only episode 300 of the podcast. We are almost there. We are within reaching distance. You just gotta stretch. I'm probably doing this for every episode until we reach episode 300 because I'm geeky and strange. But if you are joining us for the first time, welcome. Spiraken is a podcast that provides informative reviews about connectedly enhanced narratives. Every episode I will talk about one or two manga titles and tell you the pros and cons about them, how the art style is, the characters are, the plot, the background, and if it's worth investing your time in or not. You don't have to agree with anything that I or my co-hosts say, but we try to be informative, impartial, entertaining, and educational. Even though the impartial thing kind of doesn't work all the time, especially if it's a really bad manga or a really good manga or if it's a trippy manga, but I digress. You can check out any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com, or you can email me personally at xan@spiraken, so zan@spiraken.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, the PSN Network, the Nintendo Switch Network, Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, the Apple Music Store, Player.fm, and several other podcast catcher softwares. If you want to do something really awesome, definitely follow us on any of those social media accounts. And if you see me at a con, tag me. I'd really appreciate it. And more important than that, it may win you free stuff because I've got tons of mangas I have to get rid of because hopefully I'll be moving to a new apartment by the end of this year. And if I do, I have a lot of manga to get rid of. And I'm talking about a lot of freaking manga like volumes 1 and 2 of Delicious in Dungeon, Girl on the Shore, and so many others. I've got so much manga. I love manga, but when you're moving, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. So that's not going to be anytime soon. That's probably going to be at the end of the year, and I do digress. So, anyway, let's get to the manga review at hand, shall we? Because if you remember from the last episode, I spun that one, not only the Wheel of Manga, and it dictated on to be there reviewing a manga that was written by Aya Kanno in 2010 as part of the Hitoritachi anthology. So this is a one-shot. There is no other volumes. This is a shoujo drama romance story. And like I said, it's a one-shot. Never released over here. I found it through an anthology magazine I found at Kinikuya. And the title for this one-shot is Forever Honey. And the story is a story of a father and daughter who love each other so much. You have Honey Ozaku and her father Keita Ozaku, who live together and they love each other. Not in a bad way, but like, Honey is the center of Keita's existence. He loves her so much, he treats her well, but Honey notices that Keita is he's lonely. He's the best daddy in the world, he treats her right, but she wants him to find someone who can love her daddy as much as she loves her daddy. Loves her more. You know, a new wife. And there's this person that she says is her daddy's real Honey. The girl that he has a crush on at the photo lab. Because her father is a freelance photographer that's really good at his job. But lately he's been on a little bit of a slump. And whenever he goes to bring his stuff to this photography lab, he's flirting with the girl. So Honey figures, you know what? I'm going to help you out, Daddy, because I know that you really like this girl. Also, the neighbors are really talking. They're saying you're weird and unusual, and you're Mr. Frumpy because you look frumpy. Your hair is long, your glasses are bottled, and you don't dress like a normal person. So what I'm going to do is have Super Daddy Makeover, and she ends up spending a whole montage sequence of 20 panels making her daddy look amazing. He gets the awesome haircut. He gets the contacts. He gets the better clothes. He cleans up himself. And then when he goes to meet the lady who works at the photo lab, Yamanama-san, well, she sees this super sexy looking guy because he looks amazing. He goes from looking frumpy to looking sexy and amazing. And he says, you know what, listen, I was wondering if I could take your photo. That's his idea of asking her on a date, taking her photo. And she's like, okay, sure. And they go on this date where they're taking photos, talking, laughing. And then he says, you know what, do you want to take a photo with me? Okay, how about this? Honey, you want to come in here with me? And she gets really confused and walks away. And there's a picture with all three of them, but she got really weirded out by that. Who knows why? And so he gets depressed and sad because he kind of screwed up. For whatever reason, she's pissed at him. She won't talk to him. He doesn't know what's going on. And as they're walking home, they see Yamanami-san walking across the street, and there's a driver who's falling asleep at the wheel. Oh no, what are they going to do? Well, Honey runs out and says, no, stop! Watch out! And Keita, Daddy, runs and saves the day. He ends up pushing Yamanami-san out of the way, and he ends up getting hit by the car. But he's okay. He doesn't blame her, though, but he has a weird dream. It was very similar, but he wakes up and he wonders what the hell happened there. It's like a dream like the most important person in my life was gone forever. Now, before I forget, I did forget to mention two things. One, Honey earlier had told him to no matter what, because she was upset at her dad when this thing went to hell, when she screwed up the relationship, or whatever happened where Yamai-san got mad at her dad. She said, no matter what, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm staying in my room. Don't go in my room no matter what. And I'm frumping my arms. And the other thing is that the dream he had was very unusual, and also his wife is dead. We kind of established that his wife is dead years ago, and that Honey doesn't remember him. Also, Honey is the narrator for the story, by the way. So he ends up saving this girl. They go on a date. They're talking. They're happy. And she realizes, you love your daughter so much, all your photos. I'd love to meet her someday. And then she hands him the photos that they took on their date. They're great shots of her. Yamai looks so beautiful and wonderful. And the shot of Yamani and Keita looks great. He's like, wait, weren't there three of us? Wait, where's Honey? What the hell's going on? And he ends up running back to his apartment, and he remembers that 2 years beforehand, Honey was walking home from school, and she got hit by a car and died. Breaks into the room, and there is her shrine in her bedroom. And Honey did not go into the afterlife. She has been sitting in reality, helping her dad because she wants her dad to be happy and not alone. And now that he's found someone that loves him so much, she's accomplished her mission and she can go. She doesn't want to leave, and he doesn't want to lose her. He wants her to be there forever. He's like, no, you can't leave. You could be here forever. And it's like, but you're not going to live if that's the case. I mean, I want to stay here forever because I love you, but you have to move on, Daddy. I'll be okay. You'll be fine. And maybe I'll be reincarnated as your next daughter. Who knows? You know, no matter what, I'll always be your Honey. And then she goes away. And then Keita ends up with Yanami, and you see him with his new daughter. Maybe she is named after Honey. We don't know. And I just spoiled the entire manga for you. I should have said spoilers in the beginning, but it was just a one-shot. And it is so heartbreaking and sad and depressing and it's a nice little weird one-shot that's very Twilight Zone-y. I've read other stories that are very much like that. It's very Sixth Sense, where the twist is, oh, they've been dead the entire time. But this one, it's heartbreaking and nice at the same time. It's got a kind of happy ending because maybe she'll meet him again, but it's sad. It makes you want to cry. At the end, maybe she'll have it, but it's at least Honey found her daddy a new wife, and he won't be alone forever, and that's a good thing. Anyway, I totally digress. So this is typical 2010 shoujo art style. So the characters are drawn really nice and really well, and it's very pretty. Everyone is drawn very pretty. Like I said, Daddy, him being frumpy is just him with long hair and glasses. And then him without looks like a supermodel. So it's like, oh, it's one of those weird, creepy transformations like in most movies where the guy looks like a nerd because he just has a wig on and glasses, and they take off the wig and they take the glasses off and he's super sexy. It's like one of those. This was okay, not great. It gives you the feels, but honestly, I'm going to forget about this by next week. So that's why I'm going to have to give this one shot our middle of the ground rating, which is a gift from your crazy Aunt Muriel. It's okay, but forgettable. It's been done way before. It's been done a lot more times, and it's going to be done again. And I really cannot see this being read again. It's just a one-shot from a anthology. The other stories in the anthology were meh. That's why I put this one up alone. But anyway, I digress. So, remember, you can check out any of our earlier episodes at www.spiraken.com. You can email me personally at xanspiraken.com. I'm on all those lovely social media sites. Also, the question for the day is, would you want someone to put your happiness over their own? And if so, would you do the same for them? Let me know in the show notes at spiraken.com. Leave me a message. It's pretty cool. And with that in mind, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about that one, that only, the Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a Wheel of Fortune on it, and what I've done is I've assigned a manga title to each of the different wheel spokes. So from 7 is a manga, 8 is a manga, 1 is a manga, 2 is a manga, 3 is a manga. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin the Wheel of Manga, and we're going to see what it does. We're going to see what it lands on, and that's what I'm going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 270. And hopefully we get something really happy, because this one made me cry, the last one made me depressed, and last week's made me just shell-shocked. So I need something really happy right now. So I put a bunch of really happy manga that are, or cool manga. I mean, I've got Oshimbo on there. I've got, what is that weird one on there? Well, doesn't matter. So let's spin and see what I'm going to review. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Come on. Number 10. Okay, so, in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, I'm going to be reviewing, the greatest character ever, the one who France has adopted to be the best it is, the one who is going to be the mascot for the 2020 Olympics. And I'm not talking about Goku. I am not talking about Jibanya from Yokai Watch. No, I am talking about the robot cat with no ears. I'm talking about Doraemon! So get your dorayaki, everyone, and get ready to listen to an amazing podcast about me talking about Doraemon. I will catch you guys next time when I talk about that, and that makes me very happy. So anyway, the show's on. I am Gonzville. See you guys, and keep reading manga. Later.